Another week, another show filled with constant interference, cringy backstage segments that probably should have been left on the cutting room floor, the most devastating maneuver in all of professional wrestling, no surprise, roll-up being used twice in finishes, and some storytelling that will pay off eventually. Maybe. Probably. I'm John Renton with my review of WWE Smackdown from Salt Lake City. You can smell the religious bullshit, the incest, and the constant racism from here. Generations of incest in Utah. I know there are good people in Utah, but let's be honest, the state's reputation definitely fucking precedes it. Just listen to the reactions from any Jazz games. Some of the players that are not white will tell you there are some fucking fans that probably could do with a brick upside the fucking head to knock some sense into them. But anyway, yeah, this show, it had its moments. SmackDown has not benefited from the Triple H, regime change as much as Raw has. There have been improvements, things have been tightened up, but a lot of it feels samey. Speaking of Sammy, comes out with the Bloodline. The entrance takes 14 years, and Heyman talks it up. Roman talks it up. Heyman says, "What do you call people from Utah outside of the few things that I said?" Really can't mention any of that on camera. Solo acknowledges the tribal chief. Sammy stops the music from playing, and Roman says, "Sammy, what are you doing? I mean, yeah, you've been helping, but you're not blood, you're not this. Take off the shirt." Jay's all thrilled. "You aren't going to wear that shirt ever again, because I got you a new one. It's an honorary Oos shirt." And Jay's pissed. That's the summary of the segment. That, sure, people like the storyline is eventually going to, I think, how it's going to pay off. Even though I'm not that invested in it. It's going to pay off with Sammy costing or taking the fall in the War Games match, and then there's going to be a little bit of a build, and then eventually, probably on the first SmackDown of the year, they'll take out Sammy. He'll be off for a little bit, then he'll team with KO, and the Usos will finally lose the tag team championships to Owens and Sammy at Mania, where the Usos will have smashed the fuck out of the New Day's record when they smashed the fuck out of the Demolition record, tag team title reign. So there you go. Liv took on Lacey Evans. Lacey Evans channeling her inner Barry Windham stalker gimmick from Survivor Series 1996 and a few subsequent pay-per-views. They really didn't know what the fuck to do with Barry. They really didn't. Granted, Barry Windham by that point was a shell of what he was. A big outer shell filled with constant injuries. But that being said, him as a stalker, it was stupid. This match was not good. Liv tried. The whole idea is Lacey was trying to prove that Liv couldn't be extreme. She was topping and choking her stuff. Thinking about Akira. I know you're thinking about it. Stop it. Get some help. Liv eventually fired up because Lacey brought out a broom, the invention that was sweeping the nation and still is, depending on where you are in the world and in the nation. Hopefully you're not on Fox Nation. That goddamn piece of shit show full of goddamn pieces of shit to watch it. So, Liv fires up. Beats her with Oblivion, takes out a kendo stick, beats the shit out of Lacey Evans, and then puts her on a table and makes a dirty blonde take wood all over her back in Salt Lake City. News at 10. Liv can get extreme. All right. Also, stop thinking about how Liv landed on Lacey there, Kier. I know you're thinking about it. You stop that. You stop that. I will turn this show around right now, which would be impossible. So, Hit Row's backstage with the Profits. Oh, boy. Look, the Profits have charisma. Hit Row has no business being back on TV. I'm glad they're getting checks, but this gimmick was shit before. It's shit now. It's definitely more shit with Swerve not being involved. And it's about tag titles, Braun and Otis. And remember when Nakamura meant something? Yeah, those days are long gone. So, Sammy wants a vegan meal. Ricochet and Moss make fun of him. Ricochet, the person that's been chasing different types of friendships, and keeping a particular friendship with Chase and Rance, who deserves to be fucking beaten in the town square with a fucking brick and a stick and every other kind of invention because of what he fucking did. And I don't care that he paid his debt to society. You do that with anybody, you fucking deserve to end up on a slab. That's all it fucking comes down to. And the fact that any wrestling promotion, any wrestlers want to associate with them, I don't care who the fuck you are. You are fucking goddamn pieces of shit. And if you're a wrestling fan that wants to support Chase and Rance, you're a fucking goddamn idiot too. And you deserve, if you have children, to have them ripped from your fucking arms. So let's get back to the show. Solo sticks up for Sammy, beats up Ricochet, and because Ricochet is so goddamn bald, threw his head into the garage door again. Ricochet is not a smart person, as I just said. And Usos video package of fill time. Rumble Classic, Rumble 1995. Shawn Michaels went wire to wire. Only one of his feet touched the floor, but it was 60-second intervals. Look at the lineup for that goddamn Rumble. It was not good. It was not good at all. You had the noted Nazis, the Blues Brothers, or the Blue Brothers, rather, aka the future Harris Brothers. I'm just taking shots at everybody because there are some noted shitbags in wrestling. Great people in wrestling. Also noted shitbags. That was back when Shawn Michaels had both eyes straight ahead on his career. So, the New Day took on the Maximum Male Models in a match where the models didn't get a TV entrance. This gimmick doesn't deserve any TV time at all. It's been terrible, fucking terrible. Titillatingly terrible, as it were. So if you had a camera that ended up distracting the models because they were getting their pictures taken, distracted by a camera, they were fighting over shampoo. Roll up 1, 2, 3. We are getting LA Knight back. Please, for the love of all that is fucking decent. Package on Braun. We then cut to the ring being reinforced. We then go backstage with Hit Row, the Prophets, and Gable. Oh no, not Gable. He's in the next thing. We have Gulak. So many G spots going on in this goddamn show. Maybe they're going to Hit Row the G-spot. Gross. That wouldn't be very fab. So, what ends up happening is they just do some bad comedy. Gulak, remember when they were trying to do something with him and then Charlotte beat him up and it didn't go anywhere? Because nothing with Charlotte has gone anywhere in the last few years because Charlotte Flair doesn't need to be on TV anymore. That's all I'm going to say. The fact she has not been on for a number of months, I haven't missed her. If you missed her, let me know. Braun and Otis, they beat the shit out of each other. Did big man stuff. Gable got sent over the barricade. Powerbomb 1, 2, 3. Exactly what it needed to be. It also involved two people I don't care about. It involved Braun, who has the knees of a 50-year-old, and I think he's closing in on 40. And with that big frame, he ain't got a lot of time left. So, Kayla emphasizes the word huge, and moving on. Sheamus, Peter Dune, and Ridge show up banger after banger after banger after banger, but enough about Kayla. Moving on. Drew, he comes out to cut a promo, and he's got a leather strap. Drew's strapping tire. He's going to have a strap match versus Cross at Extreme Rules. Scarlett shows up. Cross tries to beat him up, but then gets beat up. McIntyre with... oh, God. He's strapping Moss constantly. He's just strapping him and strapping him and strapping him. And then Scarlett tries to throw a fireball and fucking misses. I know that Drew's tall, and yeah, you don't want to actually hit the person with it, but at least make it look like you're fucking trying. And we get a low blow, and this is dumb, and it made Drew look dumb, and this cross return has not worked at all. Whatever. Then they recap Scarlett missing the fireball. And then Damage Control's theme is ass. Look, a great trio. Terrible theme. Whoever came up with that theme deserves to be fired. Raquel took on Dakota in a match that barely got started. Shotzi shows up. She tops Io and Bailey outside. And then roll up 1, 2, 3. And then we get a brawl afterwards and very awkward stuff and whatever. More party backstage stuff and Los Lotharios attack Hit Row. I'm rooting for Los Lotharios. Help me, Spock, help me. Next week, Shotzi and Bailey, Hit Row versus Los Lotharios. Ricochet and Moz versus Solo and Sammy. Entrances for the tag team main event took 14 years. A lot of 14-year entrances here. Usos with Zayn and Sikoa took on Peter Dune and Ridge with Sheamus. Tag title match. Well worked. Dunn took a terrible, very scary bump into the ropes. Thankfully, he's all right. And Sammy and Jay were arguing. Oh no, the boys are arguing again. Ridge got the hot tag, did pick up both Usos in a pretty good feat of strength. Then the Usos eventually were able to put down Peter Dune with the 1D. After Imperium interfered, by the way, interfered and attacked Sheamus when he tried to stop Sammy and everything. So there you go. We'll see you this weekend at the Royal Rumble. I mean, the Usos are going to win. They're going to take the titles until Mania. This interference stuff and this constant stuff gets stale. So anyway, that's all I have to say about SmackDown. Agree, disagree with what I said? Like, share, subscribe. Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritlin. I'll see you soon.